Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Welcome to Autoline Daily. Here's what's happening in the auto world for Monday, May 17, 2010. General Motors announced its earnings for the first quarter, and it posted a net income of almost $1 billion, based on sales of $31.5 billion. In North America, GM earned $1.2 billion before taxes and interest, a massive turnaround from the third quarter when it lost almost $3.5 billion. GM did lose $500 million in Europe, but made $1.2 billion in the rest of the world. GM also generated $1 billion in free cash flow from operations, bringing its total cash and cash equivalent to $35.7 billion. Here's my Autoline insight. These are pretty good results. Not as good as Ford's first quarter numbers, but this is going to shut up a lot of the critics who said GM could not be saved. If the company can improve on these numbers, it is going to assure its long-term viability. Daimler announced that it wants to be delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. According to the AP, Daimler said low trading volume led to the decision. But here's my Autoline insight. If you're listed on the NYSE, you have to follow U.S. accounting rules, and Daimler no longer wants to file all that paperwork, but you can still buy Daimler shares through exchanges in Frankfurt and Stuttgart. Car sales in Europe are slowing down. According to Bloomberg, sales fell nearly 7% compared to a year ago. Registrations last month hit 1.1 million, down from last April's 1.26 million. Leading the way in the drop were Volkswagen, Ford, and Fiat. The Washington Post reports Toyota wanted to develop a public relations campaign to discredit some of the government's key witnesses that testified before Congress about its unintended acceleration problems. Namely, it planned to go after Sean Kane, a Massachusetts safety consultant who sells data and information to plaintiff attorneys, and David Gilbert, an auto technology professor who figured out a way to rewire Toyotas to create unintended acceleration. Sort of reminds me of General Motors hiring detectives to investigate Ralph Nader back in the 1960s. Okay, we all know the economy is bad, and here's a stat that proves it. Autoblog reports that fraudulent insurance claims from staged accidents are up 46% between 2007 and 2009. The numbers come from the NICB, or National Insurance Crime Bureau, which released a report on the issue last week. According to the data, Florida tops the list in staged accidents by a huge margin, with 3,000 taking place in 2009. New York is next with just under 1,700, followed by California, Texas, and Illinois. Interestingly, legitimate claims are down slightly because fewer people are working, which means fewer people are driving. If Saab's ever going to get back on its feet again, it's going to have to do something bold and unexpected, and that is precisely what it wants to do. If you caught our interview with Victor Mueller, the new owner of Saab, on Autoline Detroit this weekend, you heard him say that he wants to bring back the Saab 92, the car that launched the company over half a century ago. After we were done taping the show, Mueller showed me drawings of a modernized version of the 92 he wants to bring out. I sure wish I could show you those drawings, but Mueller would not let me. All I can say is that it looks a lot like the original, but with better bumpers, bigger wheels, and more modern headlamps. I hope Mueller can bring back the 92. I think it would do for Saab what the Mini has done for BMW, bring in a new generation of buyers that really boost sales. Hey, have you heard about our newest program that we've started here at Autoline? It's called Open Line and is hosted by Michelle Naranjo on Monday nights, and I'll be talking more about that right after this.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
Hey, have you heard about our newest program that we've started here at Autoline? It's called Open Line and is hosted by Michelle Naranjo on Monday nights starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Earlier, I had a Skype conversation with Michelle about the program. Let's go to that right now. Hey, Michelle, great seeing you again. Hey, bring us all up to speed on what went on with Autoline last week.
Oh, John, we had such a fantastic time. We went for 7 hours this time,
Wow.
which it was pretty active the entire time. Great group of people. Everyone had a lot to say about the future of automotive journalism and whether or not the big books are going to stay around, if the iPad's going to save them. We all kind of feel like now they're magazines that we buy when we're getting ready to go on a trip. It's sort of more like a luxury purchase because we get so much more of our information online. There was a big consensus around carbon fiber and the EVs and whether or not carbon fiber is going to, be outpricing these cars, and it makes the EV too expensive. And I think everyone was pretty much in agreement that, all of the EVs are far too expensive than they need to be. We had a really solid conversation about the big insurance and the part that they play in the development and safety of the vehicles and how they're sort of the silent influence in the automotive industry that we don't ever think about when we're talking about big oil or big government. We had Craig Cole showed up and talked about the Rolls-Royce Ghost and his first drive in that. Joel Feder came in and talked about his drive this weekend in the Tesla Roadster. And I'm really excited to see what happens tonight. I love this group of people. They're so much fun to talk to, and I learn something every week.
Michelle, thanks so much for that update on what y'all talked about on Autoline, and I can't wait to hear about the next update.
Thank you.
Remember, that's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join in on the conversation or just sit back and listen. You can get more information at our website or call the phone number tonight, 218-936-6581, and the PIN is 25058. And that'll do it for this installment of Autoline Daily. Thanks for making us your first stop for the latest news and analysis in the automotive industry. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place.